What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another edition of How It's Made here at PEG. I'm Jeffrey Pritt. Today we're going to walk through how we did a few select shots in the end of a recent video we did for the Vegas Golden Knights about probably 6 months to a year back at this point. And this is actually from a trailer they released on social media. So let's check that out first. This is the second half of the clip. Nice. Okay. So, as you can see, what we had going on there is a helicopter, and what it's doing is it's picking up, well, you don't know the full extent of it since it is a teaser trailer, but what it's doing is it's picking up basically the helmet that the Vegas Golden Knights ultimately will skate through in their introductions. During the intro sequence, it will lower from the rafters. In that example there, what we're teasing at is that this helmet was lost in the desert. This helicopter is picking it up. As a viewer, from just the teaser trailer, you don't quite know what's going on. Now, if you're watching that, naturally, your eye is led to believe that you're watching the helicopter pick it up. That is, of course, not true. Let's take a look at what really happened here. You can see this is kind of the location we're at. We actually are out in the middle of the desert here, building up the camera. This will give you just an idea of sort of what we were working with here. We had some props made for this. We'll go through those in a second. We had some gold chains set up for this. And we're out here filming. We had a crew of about 5 or 6, and this is just us building from the scene. Now this next one, you might be wondering what's happening here. And what's happening is we need to get that shot of the gold chain coming out of the sand. Let's take one more look at the final product. See this gold chain we had made come out and snap in the dirt. Well, what you don't see is really that's just this man right here, Josh Kuss from our team, doing a great job holding that chain underneath the sand, and he is the anchor point in which this whole shot revolves around. It's going to be a little tricky to see from this next angle, but I'll describe to you what all we had going on. Basically, what you'll see in this next angle is his hands under here. We're framed down into here, super tight, very, very tight. And we have a few people up on ladders, actually, that will be above this, holding the chain. The chain will be loose in the dirt, and they will pull it up hard so it comes up to a taut point and makes that nice effect you see on camera. Now, the thing is, we need this dust around it, though. This helicopter's kicking up a ton of dust. It looks great in slow motion, super tight. Well, it's not a helicopter, guys. Here's them putting the actual chain inside the sand, patting it down nicely. And here's our helicopter. This is one of our grips, and a gentleman who's worked with us forever, Dan McCormick. He is holding the helicopter, and by helicopter, I mean a leaf blower. So this shot, because the shot's super tight, all we need is the effect of wind beating down violently, which this leaf blower was able to provide. See the generator actually in the background here. And there's our gold chain that you saw used in other parts of that video. So that's a helicopter effect. Now, something you don't see here is, well, at the end of this piece, we're actually revealing the helmet out of the sand. You can see the gold chains. It's starting to take off, starting to pull it out of the sand. That's not Josh's hands. Well, that part actually is a practical prop. It's not all CGI around here, guys. This is the prop that we utilized to actually do that shot. So this is modeled after the top of the Vegas Golden Knights intro helmet. And that intro helmet basically has this exact same contour, made by the same props company. And of course, it's much more massive, but this mirrors it and allows us to have the exact same finish when we're pulling it out of the sand like this. Again, shot super tight. We actually had 5+ people trying to haul this giant 100+ pound sand covered prop out of the sands out in the desert here. But it looks great for a great end result. It gives you that nice tight teaser look, and ultimately does an excellent job of mimicking exactly what you would see on the ice. You can also see there's these 4 points here. This is what everybody was using the chains for at the time, to try to get this thing up in the air, which apparently sand weighs more than I thought it does, because it was not an easy task. And that's it, guys. Thanks again for joining us on another episode of How It's Made with PEG. We'll see you in the next one.